Good morning, everybody. Everyone. Thanks for coming. So let's invite Krishna and Radha and Lord Caitanya and Prabhupada and this beautiful disciplic line we have to come and make us blissful and purify the world. Bestow good fortune upon the universe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Oh, my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Bo. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna. Oh Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Okay. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Continue on the 21 Hours of Ecstasy of Lord Caitanya, page 358 in this book. You should order this book, man. If you don't have it, you should get it. Amazon. Just make sure you get the right one. We'll talk about it later. So Murari is praying to Lord Caitanya. Oh my Lord, please do not place me in any situation where I may deviate from the absolute truth, forgetting that you are the Supreme Lord and I'm your eternal servant. Unfortunately, that's the position most people are in. They don't know that they're spirit. That's why Jesus came. He knew he was spirit. He knew others were spirit, but they didn't know about it. They're like Walking Dead, the zombies, so everybody is deviated from this pure devotional service, which is natural to the soul. We're all built for it. We're all there. So they just need to be redirected. See, the Maya is always misdirecting. Everything is misdirection. Everything is not really beneficial for you. It's not of the ultimate benefit. There's so few. It's like Jesus said, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. See, the workers are few because only a few people are really woken up in a mature condition. Maya's just mowing people down. You may have something from another life. Even you come here and Maya just snuffs you out because it's weak, it's small. The Bhakti creeper is young still. That's why you need Big Brother. See, just like the government is the reflection of the Big Brother of the Lord. Yeah. One guy on Facebook said today, he said, hey, if you guys really believe in God, why don't you just understand? Why don't you just believe that everything is happening because of the Lord? If you really believe God is in control and all that stuff, why is everybody making a big thing about what's going on here? I mean, even Jesus said these things must come; they must happen. Okay? So the question people should ask in the time of a situation we're in. What is the best way to use your time? This was the question Maharaj Parikshit asked. He asked Shukadev Goswami, I got 7 days to live. What's the best thing I can do with those 7 days? Oh, good question. Yeah. How about this? Most people have just, it's common knowledge. There will be maybe at least millions, if not billions of people. Depopulation. So what's the best thing you can do? Because we'll probably be one of them, So what's the best thing we can do in this depopulation program with whatever time we have, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, probably 5 years max with it. They're dropping like flies, man, every day. They just the reported ones, and they still trying to come up. It's like unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Everybody, young people, young people, and we don't know why this person just dropped dead at age 49, 39, 29, 19. We don't know why, but they all got that. But, so what's the best thing to do? See, is to awaken the soul. And where's the best place to do that? For the awakened souls, for God's sake, man. Are people tired of going around to where it's not working? You spend your whole life in religion, and it's still religion, and you die in religion. The gurus die in religion because they're the blind leaders leading the blind people. You need to find the awakened souls. Well, hey, man, hey, hallelujah, man, they're right here. Especially if you're a Vaishnava, you got some training behind you. You believe Krishna's God. You need at least believe in the name. And you believe in Prabhupada's books, even though you don't understand them. Proof is here. You come here and you hear me talk about Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books, and what is he talking about? I'm a Rhythmic. I don't need anything. He's wrong. The ultimate goal of life is Varnashram, to ceremonially worship the Lord eternally, according to the rules and the regulations and the mandates of our religious government. See, mandates, you must do this. And probably, hey man, he told you, man. Hey man, we're doing Vaidhi Bhakti. This is mandates, man. You must do this. You should do this. I know you don't want to. You'd rather go out and have sex with this person, that person. You'd rather drink as much as you want. But I'm sorry, man. No. We're doing a Bill Gates trip on you, man. Restrictions. Didn't they want to be restrictions? Hey man, you're using too much energy. We're going to meter your water, meter your energy, meter this, meter that. That's religion. That's what that's called a devotional service according to practice. You meter stuff. You meter it all. Get in the mode of goodness. Not too much of this. Not too much. You eat this. You don't eat that. Yeah, I think that's the ultimate goal of life, is to be on a restricted diet of everything. And restricted thought, just like in the world. Oh, you got to think a certain way. No. See, even Vaishnavas, they don't have the full range of their thought. They cannot analyze stuff. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that's neophyte. The neophyte platform is you cannot analyze your situation. You can't analyze Krishna. You can't analyze what is a real devotee, what is real devotion. And what is a false devotee? What is a neophyte devotee? What is a Madhyamadikari? What is an Uttamadikari? What is the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which is the most important thing to understand, which most I haven't found one person that really understands the power of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, because obviously not even Narayan Raj understood it. He didn't preach it. Oh, he said the words, Radhe Radhe, Chaitanya Chaitanya a few times. But where's the mercy, man? If there's mercy coming through that Sangha or ISKCON or those ISKCON gurus who know the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, well, where's Prema? That's what Lord Caitanya, only here. Why? All amongst all the Vaishnava, Radhakund Babajis, ISKCON, Narayan Raj Group, Gaudiya Samiti, Gaudiya Math. Why is it only here that Prema is here? Because we're the only ones who know that mercy, experience that mercy, and generate and propagate that mercy, because it was distributed on the order of Lord Caitanya 550 years ago. Said Nityananda, you're an experienced devotee, you're an ecstatic devotee. My order to you is distribute, give this even to the lowest persons. And Dwaita, you also give it to you're an ecstatic person. You're qualified. And as my order to you, don't keep it like Prabhupada said, and Bhaktisiddhanta said, because the Lord also said, okay, for a while. Just do a no-show trip. Okay? So that mercy was already there. It's already released on the planet, just waiting to be picked up. See? So the same order came to me in 1996 because I was also ecstatic. I was worshiping in ecstasy like all of those guys. I didn't know any big deal. I thought this was normal. Actually, when I first came to ISKCON, I thought it was normal to be ecstatic. I just chanted Hare Krishna and cried. I read these books and I felt, wow, man, I was ecstatic. I felt the tears and all this stuff. And I thought, wow, I found home, man. So what's the best thing we can do in the time we have left? Come to this Sangha, man. Develop awaken the ecstasy first. Some will come here for the awakening. And then if you're a little bit awakened, well, come and develop it, man. This is postgraduate teaching here, my friends. It's like Fernando's friend. He says, well, she's ecstatic like you. Well, she's not conclusive like here too. She needs this if she wants to move on. Just like Christians, they're all alloys. They mixing, speculating, and all that. Maybe they have a little ecstatic love, but they need more shiksha, man. We're here for that. Oh, don't prove it every day that we got clear conceptions of Lord Caitanya, clear conceptions of the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Like your friend Fernando is not so clear. She doesn't preach about the mercy of Lord Caitanya. She preaches you got to be 100% purified before you can go back to Godhead. That's baloney, man. We're already in Godhead and none of us are perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's about mercy. It's about getting the grace. The Lord wants, it's His order. Lord Chaitanya's order, I order that grace be promoted on the planet. When I say so, well, He said so. Prabhupada said so. He told me. Everybody should be here, and they will realize they're missing out if they're not. Because this is more real than anything you've seen on this planet in Vaishnavism. You see real ecstasy, and man, do you hear real clear conclusions. Authoritative, almost like Lord Caitanya is speaking here. Watch out, buddy. Gohar is speaking, not you. Stop trying to take the credit. I want some credit. Don't listen to him over there. See, Maya is always trying to hog the show in this world. That his dark, she was, it's her nature, is take over. It's a prison house. Bewilder everybody, misdirect everybody, make their lives inauspicious. Ask Amy; she knows. Until she came and got this, she didn't know. Her life was pretty inauspicious, more or less. She didn't feel. What am I doing in this world? A lot of you are like that. Like, what is life about? Man? Now you got something to live for, huh? Isn't it nice? It's called reality. You got something to live for. It's living through you, living as you, real life in the world. You're the life. For people, you're the light. Ye are the lights of the world because Krishna is lighting you up. That's the secret, man. Where can Krishna light you up? Only where people are lit up already. That's the disciplic line. What's the problem? Why is it so? People, because they're all speculating. Well, the disciplic line is when I was in the ramp. Disciplic line is a person that's really austere, man, very, very superstar devotee. Oh, man, so you got to be Mr. Greatness. Or Mrs. Greatness. Well, that's another thing because you're female. They're usually a little bit less. Yeah. See, the thing is, no, the mercy is for everybody. The Lord wants to make everybody a superstar. Isn't that amazing? If the Lord, takes hold of you, and you're influenced by Shuddha Bhakti, how can it not be a wonderful result? How can it not be more beautiful? How a more beautiful expression in this world when the Lord is awakened in you? Automatically you become healed properly, you become intelligent, you become clear, you become logical, you become free. You've attained the highest goal of life. Can you imagine not having any other goal in life now? How could you live like that? Everybody's living with goals. Well, you've attained the highest goal of life. Now what do? You kick back and enjoy your treasure, man. Forever. You've attained the highest goal in life. So what do when you attain the greatest treasure that you can find, in any of the universes? What do? You kick back and enjoy your treasure. Same thing at the end, and that's your work in the world, is to enjoy the treasure. Now, why wouldn't anybody want a path like that, where you can quickly attain that treasure and then kick back and enjoy that treasure forever, and you'll never be bored. You just want to enjoy it more and more and more, and it's because it's the Lord enjoying, and you're enjoying together with Him, and now you understand Yoga Maya. Mahamaya takes all that knowledge away, all that knowledge of communion with God. You're communing with Maya, and it makes you think that you're alone, and you're the doer, you're God. See, that's what Mahamaya does. Takes away your intelligence. You speak stupid things. You bewilder yourself. You bewilder others. And you may think, life's ultimate goal is to be a big leader, a big guru with a big following, and to be adored like God, like my guru, Prabhupada was. And have people following behind me saying, glory, and there's no glory. Prema, but no prema. PureBhakti.com without any pure bhakti coming. No coming, just calm. Cyberspace, metaverse, some imaginary thing. Radhe Radhe in the metaverse. See, you transcend here, man. You experience Radhe, man. You experience Krishna. Can't you tell anybody? Amy says, you make perfect sense. That's right, Amy. I'm one madman, and you're another. Therefore, you consider my words as true. But don't ask Ram Das Vrijavasi if my words make sense, because they won't make sense to him. Don't ask the illustrious Acharya Dev if my words make sense. They won't make sense. Okay? That's the style of Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's why Lord Prabhupada said it was postgraduate. Okay? You won't understand these things. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books. My students understand Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Look at Govinda. He's relishing Bhaktivinoda's poetries and all that stuff. And the disciple of Prabhupada said, can we read Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books? And Prabhupada said, but would you understand them? Question mark. Of course not. You're a neophyte. Just like now, most Vaishnavas can't understand such things. But they could. And this is the secret wisdom that anybody who wants to understand these books by spontaneous devotees who write, without holding back things. See, you come into the association of those who understand these things, and your consciousness is cleansed and purified by the word they're speaking. See, and then you're born of that word, just like sperm. You're like the what do you call whatever a woman has in the womb there, and the word of God causes that generation of a child. See, but you need the word. That's the idea in the Bible, Book of John, conclusive. Though most did not receive the word coming from Jesus, just like most Vaishnavas do not receive this word, right? Most don't. Some do. Just like some did then. Those who are ready, they come and they receive. See? And then what you have this birth. You're born of what? This word, right? Aren't you born of the word here? One guy says, who are you to, you don't even know what it is to have children. Are you kidding, man? I have a lot of children here. But the problem, actually, the glory is they grow up very fast here. See, they grow up fast, which is nice. Easier for me. These other people, they go 20 years for their children to grow up. Well, maybe I got one or two like that sometimes, but yeah, most grow up pretty quick. Yeah. Okay. Wherever you descend, accompanied by your eternal associates, I desire to be there as your insignificant servitor. That's why Murari Gupta goes from one universe to another universe to another universe, because Lord Caitanya does. See, he comes so rare, but there's always a universe for him to go into to do these pastimes. See, so it's perpetual. And so the Lord has that form to do that. And Murari wants to go. And what did Lord Caitanya says? Let it be so, let it be so. I grant you this boon. That's the secret there. This is the Lord's nature. If anybody comes here and says, oh, I really want this bhakti. I really want it. Don't, let me please have this bhakti. You have this prema. You've gotten this prema, and that's the way you get it. You get it through, wanting it. You may not have to verbalize it, but, at least in your heart, you come here, you look, wow, these devotees are so ecstatic. Oh, I want to be like that. Because if you don't, Krishna says, oh, you don't care that much for it? Well, you don't care for my treasure. You don't see my advanced devotees here that I've given the mercy to are showing you how glorious it is. Look at Lalita, look at Johan, look at Govinda, look at River, showing you, how beautiful this bhakti is. They're showing, they get right up there and they show it. You don't want that? It doesn't spark any desire? Okay, well, what do you want? Well, I don't know. I just like to just hang out. And See, that's why these devotees wanted it. River showed the example. She always said, oh, man, I want what Lita has. I want this. I want this. I don't have enough. Every she get ecstatic. It's not enough. I want more. That's a gopi mentality. Yeah. So that's the whole point of Raganuga Bhakti is you see a devotee. That's why we must, if we're going to preach this, just like Lord Caitanya preached it by manifesting it. Nityananda manifested, Advaita manifested this ecstasy. Therefore, the people thought, "Whoa, we also want this. Is it possible for us?" And the devotees, Nityananda says, "Sure, it is. It's the order of Lord Chaitanya. You just come under our shelter here, this association. We're sheltered. Nityananda is sheltered by this bliss and ecstasy and realization, and you'll just come under the shelter. It's already here. It's erected. We come here. It's like shelters being dropped. In a hurricane zone." And the people have no houses, and the floods are coming and everything, and people airdrop shelters to you. Here's a shelter for you to weather this storm. That's a devotee, man. They're the shelter. What does he think it means? The devotees, the shelter. You come just in their association. You turn on the friggin' camera and you get the shelter of Radha and Krishna, the whole disciplic line. Especially when you really get that and you really like, wow, man, this is really the shelter I've been looking for, man. I'm tired of being, like riddled by Maya, and ridiculed and made the brunt of jokes and weakened and made stupid and dumb and being controlled by religionists like these Pharisee types. Pharisees, they just speculate like Brahmins and like these gurus and all of this. They're not a shelter, not a real worthy shelter in the world. Only the devotees who are the real associates of Lord Caitanya. You can see what is the shelter. Tears, my friends. Lots of them. That means your heart is getting purified. And other people's hearts get purified by your tears. Knowledge, real knowledge, Bhagavad Gita 10:10, that comes from those tears. That ecstasy, that happiness, transcendental happiness. That's the shelter, my friends. You got to go to those who have that shelter. You got to hear from those devotees because they give you words of life, words of eternal truth. They point out what is the illusion so you can stay away from it and not have faith in it. And the illusionists. That's the shelter, man. It's the ecstasy and the truth from the words of devotees. Otherwise, you got no shelter in this world. Maya's giving you shelter, and her shelter is flimsy, man. It's like a tent that is ripped. And the water, is raining down there and the water gets all over you. Think, well, I erected the shelter. They told me to go get the shots and the doctors and the politicians who give me a nice, strong boat, strong shelter, house to live under. And they're taking my houses away. They're taking our monies away. They're stealing from us. That's Maya, man, illusion. That's all because you believe in. You believe that's your shelter. I'm saying believe in these words, man. This will give you shelter because I do. This gives me shelter. Man, I'm just repeating the words and the Lord gives me, because of this ecstatic worship, the understanding. And I share that with my brothers and sisters. That's Guru Dev. See, Bhagavad Gita 10:10, to those who worship the Lord Krishna with loving ecstasy. That's that prema, that ecstatic love. I give them the real knowledge and understanding. See, that's your guru, man. A mature devotee in that, and they give you those words. You see that ecstasy. It's very. If you're, a little bit purified, you'd want that. Especially now, I'm telling you all these things. This is very true. If your gurus are not telling you what I just told you here, they're more or less misdirecting you. I'm telling you where the ultimate destination is, what the ultimate treasure is, what that pearl, I'm explaining the pearl of great price that Jesus was talking about. I'm explaining the Garden of Eden, what it is. It's Vrindavan. It's the worship in ecstasy and in truth. You can have Vrindavan here. Come under this shelter, and you'll get it so easily. I'll teach you how to ask the Lord for the greatest thing and not ask for stupid things. Things for really children, Yes, give me a position, give me money. Oh, I want to be big. I want to be acknowledged. I want to be. See, people are asking for that. And then Maya says, okay, here you go. See, but there's a price. The price is illusion. The price is you just get it for this life and then it's all finished. You wasted your friggin' time being a big guru, being a follower of a big so-called guru. You wasted your time. You didn't get it. You didn't get this shelter. If you don't get this shelter, I'll tell you, if you're ready to hear it, Lord Caitanya says, well, if you don't become attracted to the name, the fame, and qualities of Krishna, you are laboring fruitlessly. So if you're following these gurus or any leaders, and you're not making progressive progress in this tasting these names, in ecstasy of tears in your heart, melting, and being attracted because of that to the words of truth, eternal truth, conclusive truth, real eloquence, you're laboring fruitlessly. I just repeat. People say, why do you have to say this? Why do you have to say this? Why can't you just let it all be? Well, because things change when Lord Caitanya said this originally. And when we say it again, things change in people. If you hate what I just said, good. That means we got some changes going on. That means they show that you've got some attachment to illusions. The Lord came here so we don't labor fruitlessly. I'm here so people don't labor fruitlessly. I certainly don't want to labor fruitlessly. I come here every day. I like the fruit of my labor. Of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What's that fruit? I want to taste this relation. I want to taste, mingle. I want to mingle with Krishna. I don't know about you guys, but I want to mingle with the Lord and see what happens in our play. I want to see what kind of games we come up with. Vrindavan games. Somebody said something interesting here. Who is this? Bhakti Tom, I'm tired of going to someone who has an empty market stall. Exactly. It's illusion. It's called religion. Abandon all varieties of religion. You can do it now simply because we're preaching this. You couldn't do it before, but you can do it now. If you have faith in these words and not the words of the empty market stalls with no product on the shelf, because there ain't any product on the shelf worthy. And if you come to Vaishnavism, if you come to Krishna consciousness, and this is the only real product, pristine product that everyone should want. I say should, but because if you knew this product was available, you would go for it, man. Well, that product is on our shelf here, in our market stall here. Very easily and quickly available is this devotion to Krishna. That'll liberate you. That'll make you intelligent. That'll give you look at this. I got people coming here and listening to this. I don't have to dress for success. Everybody else has to. I see them in religion, dressing for success, and in politics, in the world. They all dress for success because they need props. They need something. They need something other than the truth and the love of God. Look at these fishermen. Look, they became great orators. Saint Peter became a saint, man. He was a fisherman, smelly fisherman, simply because he believed where the shelter really was, but from an ecstatic devotee like Jesus Christ. See, a true Son of God that was sent here And whoever listened to his word became born of that word. Just like here, you notice you guys are born of the word. What is that saying, man? What does that say? We're starting with the Vaishnavas. Just like he started with the Jews, ended up with anybody. Just like I started with the Vaishnavas, and we're ending up with so many people becoming born of the word, aren't they? Oh, you comparing yourself with Jesus Christ? Well, if the shoe fits. Oh, I got good news for you. You also become like that. Say, I'm comparing myself with Paul and Peter and John. Person, a recipient of the mercy of Christ, the recipient of the mercy. Christ is Christ. Jesus is Jesus. Disciples, Paul is Paul. Peter is Peter. But the question is, are you like them? Do you have the ability? Have you been given the ability through the real disciplic line to distribute this ecstasy, this knowledge of the absolute truth, where the treasure is, how to get the treasure quick? Are you empowered? Like, that's the question, not the envious thing. Oh, are you comparing yourself to liberated souls? Well, we do the job of liberated souls, is to liberate other people, right? That's saying something. So that's the real line. This is how to get there. In this class, you could go to 40 years and listen to these gurus and you won't understand the way because they don't understand the way. How can a person who doesn't understand the way teach you the way to Vrindavan? You got to see somebody who is Vrindavan personified in person. Whether they could be in the North Pole worshiping Krishna with loving ecstasy, like the devotees in Vrindavan worship Krishna in loving ecstasy. That's more Vrindavan than going to Vrindavan, where you don't see that kind of worship now. Hard to see. You'll see what? Vaidhi Bhakti, right? You go to Vrindavan, you see the ritual worship and all of that. See? And if you get out of line, they're not in the real line yet. If you get out of line in the Vaidhi sector, they'll say you're out of line by worshiping with tears and ecstasy. That's out of line. Get back in the real line. See, that's the illusion. That's religion. It's the opposite. The real line is a line of tears flowing from the devotee's eyes. See? The truths that come from that, the Lord whispering sweet somethings in their ears, not sweet nothings. You notice we get so many comments here. Why? Because the Lord, when you hear these talks, the Lord inside gives you understanding, gives you something to talk about. The Lord, the gardener, see, when you're with a true vine that's connected to the real line, the Lord whispers in you from your heart sweet somethings that make you happy. Not sweet nothings. You go look at the faces of people who are following false prophets and false gurus, false acharyas, false spiritual masters. Look at them. Dead. Because their leaders don't have the words of life. See? By communication with the true Lord, the transcendental Lord gives you life, a different kind of life, man. Real life. Real energy, man. Real activation, and then you activate others with this. Hey, that's the truth. You know, truth bombs. Yeah. All the Vaishnava devotees were naturally very affectionately disposed to Murari, who was always compassionate to all living beings. See, naturally affectionate to Murari, who was a real devotee. You can ask yourself, do you feel that for a devotee? That's all you need, is natural affection for a real devotee, especially when they speak. Prabhupada, you know why Prabhupada didn't tell people these confidential things and was just wrote it in his books because people wouldn't be naturally affectionate for him if he told them the truth. Told them something. But expressing these, see, like people say, I love Prabhupada, I love Prabhupada. Well, why don't you love these truths? These truths come from the same kind of ecstasy that Prabhupada had and wrote in his books, but didn't tell you. I'm just telling you, why don't you love these things? I love these conclusions. And these people coming here love these conclusions, therefore they automatically advance in their spiritual life. And you can even see their advancement. You can see how they express themselves. The realizations they get, the spiritual happy feelings they get. Look at Tom. He's been coming here many years. Well, how many years? 2 years? 3 years? 4 years? Wow, 4 years, man. He's 4 years old. It's amazing. Growing up fast.
Yeah, I feel it's like a playground. Yes, there's a huge playground, and some people they enter, but they only going to sit on the bench. They don't take the 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 complete playfulness, the opportunity. It's sad to see
Are you,
that
are
they
you talking about people in our Sangha here? Or?
no like we said um, the people the going in ISKCON, yes, they are sitting and listening and only using a part of what Prabhupada offered.
Ah,
Yeah. So there is in this playground, in this field, there is a lot more quality available in this life, in this connection with you, with these complete devotees. So it's like going to a playground, and they only use and go to sit on the bench, but they don't use the whole scene, the whole opportunity. There are many more qualities to relish in this sangha, and you show us you show us the sat and the shit and the ananda qualities, the
mhm.
real bliss. Like Johan, he relishes this complete higher
Mhm.
happiness.
Yeah, yeah. It's available. Yeah, for those who are eagerness for it is really the key. Let's see, what do we got here? Andromeda says, I want to be big." Reminds me of the movie Big with Tom Hanks. Don't ask for things because you might not understand why you want them. Uh, I don't know. My mind isn't clicking on that one yet. Be biggest bhakti is my only heart. Yeah, exactly. Biggest bhakti. Now that's intelligence. That's the whole point of expressing this bhakti in the world, is to show how beautiful it is to chant the holy name with such intimacy with the name. The name is God, and it's so amazing. That's the shelter. Is the Lord being really close with you? You just like a child hides under the coat, goes and grabs onto the coat of the mother, and gets protection. The mother and father, runs to be really close with the mother and father, right? Child, do that. Well, that's what we're doing. When Krishna comes real close by our engaging in this service, um, you get the protection of the father and mother, which is the Lord, automatically. They don't take advantage of the swings and the seesaw and the basketball court. They just sit on the bench. Okay, I don't know. You got to turn your uh, music off or whatever that is. There, then I'll put you back up. You got to mute your mic. Okay. Such was the purity of Murari's devotion, that merely his presence would transform anywhere into a holy place of pilgrimage. See, the Lord wants to give us, this is a misunderstanding that you need to work for this devotion. You need to attain this devotion on your own strength. The Lord wants to give us that devotion. That's the purity, is that devotion. And that is purity, and it's purifying. It's like the Lord gives you the solvent to dissolve material desires, to material aspirations. Yeah, material desires and aspirations to live in this illusory energy perpetually. See, the Lord wants to give us that. That's the grace. That's the mercy of this Kali Yuga. And where it starts here, because unless where do you see people preaching the grace of Lord Caitanya? Where do you see people preaching that you can attain this devotion as a gift and not have to work for it, just simply because you go to where it's being distributed? It's amazing. People say, oh yeah, I want this, I want prema, I want spiritual realization, I want to be a liberated soul. Yeah, so I'm going to go over to this place and that place. But they're not places to get that. No, the place to get it is here, because we've been duly authorized and empowered to distribute this mercy of Lord Caitanya, and people feel it here. The serious people who come here and really want that get that. This preaching is just, come on. It's like trying to herd those who actually come to the Lord into the right gate. That's why Jesus preached, go through the narrow gate. The narrow gate is the real disciplic line. The real disciplic line is a real close associate in our line is Lord Caitanya. Represents the Christ, the Krishna, the Radha. Where is an associate of Lord Caitanya? Everybody should be asking that question. That question should be the buzz. Where is John Galt? You ever see that movie? Who is John Galt? That was a whole movie. They made 2 or 3 movies about that. This John Galt was a great mysterious person. And he had paradise. He was bringing people into paradise. They would just disappear. They would be raptured into this paradise. Who is John Galt? Where is John Galt? See? John Galt is the shadow representative. Where is the real guru, man? Where is the Christed person? Where is the Krishnaized person? Where is the authorized warden to liberate me from this illusory world? Whether you're a demon or a demigod, where can I get the greatest treasure that'll satisfy me once and for all? That's here, man. We prove it every day. People have found this treasure. They're showing you that they found. They're the witnesses. While it's here, we're duly authorized to distribute the mercy of Prema Bhakti to the Vaishnavas, starting with the Vaishnavas. And if you won't take out there, too belligerent and stubborn, we'll give it to the Amy Roses and the Fannies. And you whinies, just sit there and do your rules and regulations for a few more lifetimes. Go sit, in other words, go sit in a corner with a dunce cap on your head, because you can't understand anything properly. Go lead and be misled by the Lord's illusory potency. See, we're led by the real book. I'm not speculating. I tell you the verses. They should make more sense to you. They should be attracting your heart. They should be wiping away your ignorance. That's what a real spiritual master does. You know the song book? Sri Guru Charana Padma. By the word of a real spiritual master, your ignorance is destroyed. From them ecstatic prema emanates. See, that's the situation that you need to be delivered out of here. Just ask yourself, is that situation here? Do you have it here? Is there ecstatic prema emanating here from the person you're facing? But does their word destroy your illusions, whatever they are? See, that's the grace of Guru. It's meant to be fructified. And how do you know it's fructified? You're the witnesses. Wherever love of God and that bliss of love of Krishna begins to awaken because you're with and you have a real spiritual master and you have real faith in one, then that's the preaching. You went in the door, you're eating the transcendental grass like Jesus said. You're in the pasture, yeah. Now you know what real grass is. It gets you even stoned. Isn't that amazing? You chant the holy name and actually you get stoned. You laugh, you cry. This is so important because if anybody develops faith in this preaching and faith in you witnesses that because of your faith in what is coming down here, what's going down here in this world at this time, at this place, in these circumstances, because you're the witnesses, and whoever believes that you're not misleading them and you're leading them properly, they will also get what you got, the same kind of love in their own ras, of course. They will also get protection from the Lord's Maya. The Lord will protect them because the Lord protects his devotees. But you got to follow the process. You got to learn what it means to become a devotee of a devotee. Because if you don't become a devotee of a devotee, you're not Krishna's, you don't get his real protection. Not really. And that means devotee of a real devotee, man. No false devotee. No false representative. No wannabe. No religionist. No. At a certain point, you got to kick that away. You come here, you'll get the power to kick away worshiping false gurus, worshiping politicians, believing politicians can liberate you. Politicians can give you protection. No, only the real devotee is authorized to give the protection. And you know it. Whoever has faith in the real preaching and a real preacher and the real way and the real disciplic line, you get the protection. Their words, you see, are true. The only why people are a little fearful here, they just don't believe. They don't believe. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they don't get the full protection. They get some. And gradually they'll get more when you start to ride the bike. You start seeing, wow, God, why is Lalita Ganga, why isn't Johan in fear? Why am I in fear? And I'm still a scaredy cat. And why am I, like this? Yeah. Well, look at them. It's there by their faith. See, without doubt. They've analyzed this. They're not dumb. Lalita Ganga's not stupid. She analyzed a lot of gurus. She does it now. She looks at them. No, do they have anything? Johan, he knows. He knows the right standard. See, that's the knack. That's the secret, and that's how you get it. You realize, oh wow, this is it, man. I don't need anything. I don't need to go anywhere anymore. I found it, man. If I go anywhere, I just bring this to them. I come to add to people now. See, you become duly empowered. Then you go to the Vaidhi Bhaktas not to take their ritualistic, lackluster worship. You go there to give them something. Beware, the world is going down. The end is near. We are not preaching fear. It's just a test there, Freddie. Let's see. If anybody goes, oh, really? We're going to die. Yeah, if you will. You never know. Let me remind you. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, never was there a time when I, nor you, nor all these people here in the world have never not existed. Never have. So where's the death, man? Death of the body is like going in the dentist chair. You go in a little, and then it's over, right?
Yeah, I was reading that Prabhupada he was telling that if you leave your body and you take another body, it goes very fast. You cannot remember anymore the previous one. So
Yeah,
it's like a switch. It happens very fast. As soon as you take another body, you cannot remember the other one.
yeah. Yeah, and can you imagine if you're a non-devotee, you didn't develop devotion in this life? So, so then you go into another body and Maya just misleads you this way and this way and that way. See, and you don't remember what you were, all that work you did was for basically more or less nothing because you don't remember it. Oh, you were a great king then, and then you come and you're who knows what you are, you know. Well, you might be a big pauper now, maybe on the street because you're karma. You're a great miserly king. See, this is the problem. People they get positions here, and because they don't have devotion to the Lord awakened, they become corrupted. They become corrupted, and then they die in that corruption. What's going to be? That's why there's a hellish result. Because when you become, look at Bill Gates. He had billions of dollars, right? He's corrupted. He's a hypocrite and a liar and a cheater. I mean, that's just. I mean, I don't have anything against him. It just that's he is what he is. He's a hypocrite, liar, and cheater. He's not honest. That these Newsons, Gavin Newsom, the Trudeaus, the hypocrite, liars, and cheaters. Yeah, just what they are. They know it. They know they're lying to everybody because they have an agenda: depopulation. They're working for the WEF, which wants to destroy everything, create the most chaos on this planet because that's where you can build back a new thing. See, that's part of the Lord's plan. But it's not the thing the demons think it is. I mean, they might do something like that for a time. But, hey, man, come on, man. The Lord ultimately is in control of the whole thing. See, the problem is there are not real, there's stories about that, and they're in religion, and they're in the Vaishnava religion more clearly. But there's not the storytellers, the living ones are not around to tell the story. And you can't understand that story in the books because they're coded and they're esoteric. And the Maya has dumbed you down. See? So you need to find those persons who can tell you the story of how the Lord is in control of everything from these holy books. That's what you get here. And that's why you lose your fear. Because oh, the Lord is in control. I see. There's going to be something. So that's all in these stories. So like for example, the story with Hiranyakashipu taking over the whole universe. It's like the WEF wants to take over the whole world. They have a certain agenda. They want to make things molded the way they want, right? They want full control of everything and everybody and everything in it, right? Well, that was Hiranyakashipu. See, there's a story about that. There's a lot of stories like that, but nobody knows it. There's no storyteller. No, therefore the Vaishnavas don't know clearly. Even the Bible has certain stories, something like that. But this is more clear. See, so yeah, and so the whole world was taken over, by Hiranyakashipu. It seemed like there was no hope, right? No God in control except Hiranyakashipu. That's what these guys, the WEF, they think just like him. No difference. They say the same thing. George Soros says, come on, man, we're the gods in this world. There's no God. We're it. See? Hiranyakashipu. See? So the demigods and the demons were both conquered by Hiranyakashipu. Just like here, the mode of ignorance and passion, the lies, the cheating, the deception is very strong. It's leveraged by technology. It's levered by technology. So the world is being taken over by passion and ignorance, and what is lies is being lies, like what is in the mode of goodness is being superseded by the lies in the mode of passion and ignorance. Everybody is going against the natural course because that's what demons do. They don't like to. They're not organic. They're not. See, mode of goodness more organic. You like nature. You want to work in harmony with nature, stuff like that, right? The demons are, yeah, they want to create the nature that they like. They like to play with God's creations, CRISPR, cut the DNA, insert things in there. They already have people being born with tails now. Did you know that? Probably don't, right? They have a lot of hidden stuff. You got to have your sources like I do. Black eye babies, yeah, a lot of black eye babies now. Can you imagine black eye babies? Because the mothers got that. A lot of weird shit. See, so that's the demons. So what happened? Where was God in all of this? Oh, God just happened to be in Prahlad Maharaj, one of the few devotees in the universe at the time. There are, devotee is a devotee. But anyway, one of the few preachers, he was in power. Came in that situation that was arranged. See? And he brought the Lord because the Lord is very big. This universe, what's going on in this planet is like very insignificant to him. That's why if anything's going to be done, his devotee has to be here. Otherwise, his attention's not really. It's like looking at a little mustard seed. How many times you look? The only way you would look at that mustard seed of a universe for God is if a devotee is here, because he likes his devotee. He loves his devotees. His devotees, they have this relationship. They're looking at the Lord. The Lord is looking at them. They're married, right? Transcendently married. They're looking at each other. And just by that connection, the Lord looks here in the world through their eyes because they share the same heart. Okay? And the world was saved because of Prahlad. See? Nishingadev comes and does it. But, that's it. The world is saved. And the thing is, you don't have to wait for some Nishingadev to come. The world is saved. You're the world. Hey, anybody listening to the world, this word, you're a representative of the Lord. You want to be saved, or you want to wait for some pie in the sky, some cloud, Jesus coming on a cloud and saving the multitudes or something? Or do you want to be right now, your opportunity, you can be saved, man. We're here to save it. Awaken your spiritual body, nourish it to the point of fearlessness. Okay? You're saved. What do you care about what else is going on? And then you can save others. You'll be in the real line. Then we can work one by one, getting people out of this material illusion. There's no excuse. Don't wait for some dream of some born again Christian who's not born again. A lot of times they're not born. They don't know how the Lord is working. The Lord's working through a realized soul like Prahlad Maharaj. You listen to the preaching, you'll be spiritually reborn. And what happens to the body? Who cares? Let these Carl Schwabs and George Soroses and Bill Gates enjoy this material, mundane, miserable world. They can also be saved. You can, hey man, hey Bill Gates, you can come here, man. My Lord has got the authority to forgive all of your sins, and there are many, man. These guys are channels for killing millions of beings already. See, but all that can be forgiven. They can come, everybody. You can all be saved. You don't have to wait for some Jesus to come on the cloud. We have the authority and the power to save souls here. That's all you should be concerned with, is to wake up and nourish the spiritual body as much as you can, just like Mars, for however long you have now. Just perfect, and awaken, and perfect, and cleanse, and more, and then bring other people here. You have to wait for something in the future. Jesus is going to come or anything. Well, if you're saying that, then Jesus hasn't come through you yet. You can't save. You don't have the power. You should come here and you'll get the power to save people. The Lord will give it. Jesus will give it to you. Prabhupada will give it to you. Right now, as far as I see, Vaishnavas are not really saved unless they cry for Krishna and laugh for Krishna and with Krishna and as little Krishnas who are qualified to play with the Lord every day. That's being saved, like here. Rumble in the Raganuga jungle. Right. Dean Smith, Words of Wisdom. What do you think if these devotees were here? Do you think they'd be sweating what's going on here? They'd be just hearing and chanting and talking about Krishna with each other every day like we do here. We're doing what they did. They had their little group because most of the world and religion at the time was like now. Most of the world and religion, the Vaishnavas, they're not interested in these deep talks. They're like little children playing in this world, playing guru, playing, oh, Gurudev, give me mercy. And the guru saying, yes, my son, take my blessing. Look at my hand, my back and forth hand. That's all you're going to get. It just looks like you're getting a blessing. It appears like, doesn't it? Oh, you can see the form of a blessing. Just his hand going back and forth. The blessing is love, your love for God, to awaken that pure devotion. That's the blessing. That's the blessing given here. Forget about this back and forth empty hand stuff. Just come here. Come here and listen. Come here and watch and observe and associate. Make friends with the devotees. We don't have to worry about Jesus coming in the clouds. It's already here. It's the same thing what Prabhupada said. A disciple comes to Prabhupada and says, the Christians say Jesus is going to come again. Is that true? He says, Prabhupada said, he's already come. What does it mean? What's the meaning of that? Hey, man, if you're an empowered devotee, you bring the Christ. You bring the Krishna. Krishna means Christ, man. It's the same kind of energy. Man, you wake people up, man. You awaken their pure bhakti, their devotion. Only a real representative of the Christ, of the Krishna, of the Lord Caitanya, of the real line can do it. No one else can. Because they're the external manifestation of that awakening that's dormant inside everybody. You need the role model, and you need the living role model. That's why you see the Rhythmics. They're looking at their book. See, I got Prabhupada's books. See, that's all. What are you doing? We don't need you. We just need Prabhupada's books. But there's no awakening of devotion. They don't even know that's the goal. Obviously, you need this. You don't even know what the goal is. All you got is the book. But you don't understand the good book. The goal of the book is to have your dormant love of Krishna awaken, and that only happens when you meet the real representative and associate of Lord Caitanya in our line, or a real Christian if you can find one. They're also pretty rare. Some advanced Christian. Need somebody like a Saint Francis type. If you get somebody like that, then okay. There's no competition. If Jesus came back physically or what, there's no competition. It's all family affair, man. I just teach you what Jesus teaches. Well, what he would love. This is the more that the Christians still can't bear. This is the more that the Vaishnavas can't bear. The postgraduate, the actual truth about the way things really are. That, hey man, I'm sorry. The truth is, don't worship gurus who can't deliver you. That's called idol worship. That's hard to take, isn't that? For most Vaishnavas, they're all doing that. They're all worshiping gurus who can't deliver them. And go Hari, that's why, like one of my students yesterday said, oh, well, I have it really hard today. You're always against the gurus. I'm against lies. I'm against people who are bewildered, gurus and their followers. If you don't have the standard that we teach, you cannot deliver your disciples, you can't deliver yourself, you better come here. Well, I don't know, it's just really hard. I said, well, that's why I can preach and you can't. See, I'm committed to. I'll die for this truth. I may die for this. They might be, one of these gurus, who false gurus. A lot of them have murderous rage in them, man. Isn't that so? I mean, didn't Prabhupada's godbrothers who had big acharya titles? They came and shook their finger in his face, saying, "How dare you not, do what we want you to do, and you should not take the title Prabhupada." Very raging anger, and then they left, stormed out of the temple. And Prabhupada said, posted, hey, put 2 guards at the temple. If they get a chance, they're going to murder me. See, that's what truth does. It brings out the real truth in you. And if it's a lot of these gurus, they're demons, man. They got demons inside. Look at Ramdas Vrajavasi. Look how many demons came out of that guy. Just Lalita Ganga saying a few words. Horrible demons come out. Murderous, wanting to murder her. This is people's leaders. This is called Maya. Maya works her way into every religion. Why do you think Krishna says abandon all varieties of religion? Well, you come here, you'll get the shelter, of the true religion, which is loving Krishna, and discussing Hari Katha and these truths and giving these truths to the world so they can benefit. Oh, that's a good question. Andromeda says, expound on the parable, the original and grafted branches. Well, original, okay. The original, basically the origin. The origin is the Lord. See, the origin is the Lord. And the devotee, the firstborn, like say for Lord Brahma, was considered the firstborn of God. See, firstborn. Actually, he heard the word, and that's how he was born. He heard it inside, just kind of like Abram. He heard the word inside. He heard this voice. Well, Brahma heard the voice, said, do tapas. So he followed the order of that voice inside. Brahma did. Same thing with whoever I just said. Abram. Okay? And so Lord Brahma followed the voice and became perfect. And he followed the instruction of that voice, and he became perfected by tapas. It was a long time he had to do his tapas too. So he perfected his bhakti doing the tapas, and then devotion awakened and tears poured out of his eyes and Krishna appeared. That's kind of what happens here. See? So most people, they're on the vine of some of Maya's branches. See, they're all connected there. So you got to be grafted onto this tree, the tree of devotion started by the real vine. So you got to be grafted onto this branch. See, and then when you do that, now you'll get this life. This life is different. This life is connected to the transcendental trunk of Lord Caitanya. See, that life will flow through you. It's new life, something very different than anything else. You transcend illusion by grafting onto this branch here. Otherwise, you're like orphans. You need to go to where you're orphans. You need to come back to get some father and mother. See, everybody is orphan. The Maya makes you an orphan. You don't know who you are, therefore you're an orphan. You don't know who you are, where you're going, or anything. She just takes hold. So that's how you do it. You got to come here, and you'll be grafted in. You'll get new life in your Chaitanya tree. So, Govinda, give us a word. He's eating his biscuit. He said, coffee and biscuits, right? What do they call them? Crumpets?
You can hear me okay because I'm in the public gymnasium in the cafe. I was listening to the class of you from Goa, and you were sharing about Vasudhata. I'm so inspired. I just screenshotted a whole load of his about Vasudhata from Srimad Bhagavatam and various places. Oh my, he's such a beautiful devotee. I was relishing that class. You're on a train to Goa with Rangalekha. And
I was talking about that in my class, one of my classes.
Yeah, about not in this class today, but in a class from when he was on the train with Rangalekha to Goa about Vasudhata.
Oh, really? Wow.
He's such a beautiful devotee. I was reading some of from Srimad Bhagavatam how he just desires to come back here again and again to help all the living entities. And you've got that bhav, you've got that vibration of when you experience what Christ felt for every living entity. You've experienced that. I'm bowled over at that, and we get that. I don't get it to that extent, but translating, in transcribing, we get that love and compassion for everybody. I don't feel any animosity or hatred to anyone in politics, religion, anywhere. Just to keep sharing this, and we might lose our lives over it. So what? I'm quite prepared. I don't care. They might come. So what? So what? So what? Keep sharing the truth. There's not just one person standing up. There's many. So,
Yeah. Vasudev Dutt was Prahlad Maharaj in the previous incarnation. Lord Caitanya said so. That was a beautiful pastime. Lord Vasudev Dutt came to Lord Caitanya one day and said, "My heart breaks for the living entities in this Maya." See, he says, "You can do or undo anything." He says, "Please transfer that karma of all these suffering living entities and their bewilderments. Transfer all their karma upon my head. Let me perpetually suffer in that condition perpetually. But you free them. I'll take it all. Let me put it all on me." And the Lord Caitanya started, tears welled up in his eyes. He says, "Oh, my goodness, this is not surprising for a devotee like you, because actually in your last life, you were Prahlad Maharaj." Look at Prahlad, he comes and be born in a demon family. To preach devotional service. It's a beautiful pastime. Yeah. And Lord Chaitanya says, "Oh, you don't have to suffer all these things. It's very easy for Krishna to." He says, "This planet, this world this whole universe is like a mustard seed to the Lord. This is the true nature. He's big guy, man. He's like a mustard seed. It's very easy for him to. What is the loss for Maya of just one little mustard seed in this huge pot. What is the law? Nothing. It won't even notice. So we'll just, because of your desire. See, it's the desire of the devotees that liberate the world. Uh-huh. See, it's the desire of the devotees. And that's why the devotees have to be sent here. Otherwise, there's no deliverance. They're the real deliverers here. See, this is the same. We're working on behalf of Lord Caitanya and the Vaishnavas to deliver people now. See, it's getting very real now. You notice? Very real. It's getting apparent. It's not like some dream, or it's actually real. People are getting delivered here. This is what is deliverance? People don't know what deliverance is. You chant the holy name in great ecstasy. Now you're a liberated soul. It's that simple. That's a reality here. Many devotees are doing that. And when tears come to your eyes, even the Bhagavatam proclaims your deliverance. Oh, yeah. See, when Lord Brahma says in the Bhagavatam, when tears appear to your eyes and you're choking in the voice, hair standing on end, then you are promoted to the kingdom of God. You don't come back and take another birth. Even if you're not interested in austerities. That's the word, actual verse. Can you imagine they threw that in? What? To humble the big sannyasis. See, they like austerities. They believe in austerities to deliver them, right? But if hairs are not standing on end and tears are not profusely pouring out of their eyes and they're not Bhagavatam verse personified, just ask. The real guru is like that. Tears are pouring out of their eyes. They're a liberated soul, like Lord Brahma said. I just quoted the verse. Is that here or not? Is that in any of those gurus? I only pointed out so people can wake up. Is that in Acharya Deva? You ever see tears pouring out of his eyes? You see hair standing on end? You see choking of the voice? Do you see all these symptoms that are listed in the devotees of Lord Caitanya in Nectar Devotion? Do you see that in Radhanath? Do you see that in any? If you do, well, they're liberated souls, but I haven't seen. So if you're a real intelligent person, that because Krishna gives you intelligence, you'll question that, and it's good. Otherwise, you're no better than people saying, the government saying, we're the science, don't question the science, don't question us. Just blindly comply and believe. You want to be that kind of Vaishnava? Your gurus are like that? Just blindly believe that we're authorized and we're your authorities. You want to be that? I mean, even intelligent people think, no, I ain't going to be just comply. You show me the science. I say to you, gurus, you show us the science, man. Otherwise, you get off your fat ass off the Vyasa-san. Stop bewildering people. Stop misleading them. You show us that you're the science. You show us the science of Krishna consciousness in Prabhupada's books. You show us that science. You let us see that you're the recipient of that mercy of Lord Caitanya. That's the science. You have ecstatic devotion. That's the science of self-realization. That means you perfected it. That means you followed it properly. You did like my students do. They're getting this ecstatic gift because they follow the process. They follow the real science, gets the real result. The false science keeps you a Vaidhi Bhakti, a rule follower for your whole life, a ceremonial worshiper, external Bhakti. Okay? Who would follow that guy as a spiritual master? He showed his true colors, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's only the devotees can bring out the demons. Real devotees, when they're preaching, they're the only ones that can exorcise these things. You see, if he has any intelligent disciples, now they can see the true nature of their guru. And he tried to hide it. He put that video on, Lalita Ganga Singh and then took it off. That's what demons do. They're crafty. They're not straight. They lie. They cheat. They deceive. That's just what they do. That's their nature. What are you going to do? A lot of demons are in religion. They're in the Catholic thing. Look at the Pope, man. Anybody who have faith in that Pope is an idiot. The present Pope is there because of this time. He's part of this whole New World Order thing. See? Now, I say that, but I don't have any hatred for it. It's part of the plan of the Lord. But I'm here to show where the real path is, and I have to teach the highest truth, which is this bhakti, and distinguish it from false gurus, false leaders, false representatives of the Christ or Krishna. Otherwise, you don't know. You have to have faith in this word and not that word. That word leads you into darkness. This word leads you into ecstatic love and deliverance from the illusion. And we've already proven it. You don't have to die or go anywhere. You get that result here. You start to taste the nectar of the absolute truth to the point of tears and this intense eternal love affair with the true Lord, the true transcendental Lord. This is more real than anything I've seen in Vaishnavism or even Christianity, actually. It's more solid than anything. And it's not surprising because it's Lord Caitanya is a huge avatar. He's the most amazing avatar that's ever come to this planet. There'll be no other origin more original than Lord Caitanya, the combined form of Radha and Krishna in one body. This is where it all originally came from. The original. He has the best of all teachings. The best of all transcendental happiness he's given as a gift. And it's given through here. Oh, you don't see it? You don't get it? Too bad for you, man. Try again. Go, you wait for however long it takes. Look, it's been 550 years before we got the order to dispense this fantastic mercy. And if you don't understand these words, too bad for you. What can I do? All I could do is speak the truth. Show the truth. Show this ecstatic, wonderful happiness of communing with the transcendental Lord that gives all protection, all benedictions, all kinds of freedom, all real sovereignty, all truth, all boldness, all the best of everything, all beautiful qualities, all intelligence, the essence of everything. Why wouldn't you want to get this mercy? You gotta be an idiot not to want this. And most people are. So what are they going to do? We just keep talking, keep discussing, keep relishing, and the whole world gets pure. The whole universe gets purified. Right? As long as we can do this. Right, Tom? You think you'll ever leave here? You find a more attractive path anywhere? How about Sadhguru? Is he attractive anymore?
I cannot speak. This is so conclusive. This is so.
Yeah. You ever hear Sadhguru speak like this? Does he, or is it kind of? He speaks good, I know he's very, he's got a. It's like he got good training, nice, but it's always about how to have a good marriage,
Yeah.
Good,
He's awake in a certain area. He's awake in that area, in that consciousness, and that
It's about the
and
body.
he's functional on that level. Yes.
Yeah. I got some good tips, like to take once a month a purge. He says take some kind of thing. You take it, and then you have a good shit, you just shit it out. And I think that's very practical, very functional for the body. To keep, he says he learned this Ayurvedic stuff, from his mother. Family did this.
Mm.
So you learn some functional things about the body, but who do you learn the functional process of the awakening of the spiritual body and the nourishing of the spirit? That's only like places like this. Jenner, what an asshole. Yeah, well, you don't know. He might, a guy like him, he may come to this because we gotta, that's called exorcism. When this stuff becomes man, everybody's holding these demons inside, right? Here we come and we release them out of them. He's much. It's like taking a nice dump, You feel relieved. You got you've been constipated with these demons, and you got it out. That's part of the work. It's an incidental activity to vanquish the demons inside people. It's like the Holy Spirit. You won't get the Holy Spirit with the Christians unless these things are exorcised out of you. They got to come out. Then there's room for the spirit of devotion, not the spirit of the demoniac modes of nature and the mode of passion and ignorance. You come out. So, River, give us a word. Quietly meditating there.
Maharaj, I don't feel very well, so I'm just
Okay.
listening, Maharaj. But yeah, a wonderful class. It's like meditation. It's just going in, taking my mind away from how I'm feeling, and just staying with this vibration. And it works. There you go, confirmed. Sorry, it works. Yeah, so I'm listening, Maharaj. It's really nice to just be in that place where you could just let it come in and relax and rest and feel that feel the protection of the words that you speak. Yeah, with Sadhguru, he's really great at talking about mundane stuff, talking about the body, talking about relationships, talking about all of those things. That's just the mundane world that will just they might help us, and they probably will, but if we don't have the Lord, then what is the point? What is the point of those things? But he does help.
It's like everybody, Krishna said, "All paths lie upon me like pearls on a string." So not everybody's qualified to understand what I'm saying, or when Jesus said, he knew most people would not get. He even said, people have ears and they don't hear, because it's for those mainly who are meant to wake up at this particular time. And look, so you see, people are coming, they hear this message, you get a video, and it moves them. They realize, oh, okay, let me move into this direction. So that's the word. It's like a herding stick, to bring people. Yeah. So we got an interesting comment here. Maybe I love these kind of comments. Dear Govinda, I'm sorry. Today is Ekadasi day. Grain eating or drinking coffee is prohibited. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his mother, Sachi, not to eat grains in Ekadasi day. Therefore, even Raghunuga Bhakti need to have some regulations or standards. I am begging to forgiveness for my foolish word. Actually, this person, he's very much like Damodar Pandit. Let's accept this person like Damodar Pandit. So Govinda, don't do anything like that in the vision of persons like him, because that's what Lord Caitanya told. Because devotees the ones who got the mercy of the Lord, a lot of them just didn't care about rules, regular. Who care? We just chant. We love God. That everything was like they just play like little children. But there is a person, just like I think he might be an incarnation of this Damodar Pandit, comes and says, "Hey, you're not behaving correctly according to the rules and regulations." and so even Lord Caitanya said to the devotees, to this devotee, Damodar Pandit, he said, you should go, because Damodar Pandit wanted to even chastise Lord Caitanya for being a little bit loose, And and so Damodar Pandit said, I see this as an act of love. This is based on your ecstatic love for me. You're acting like this, strict. So he says, I think you should go. Also, another way to get rid of him. I think you should go to Navadvip and be there with the Vaishnavas there, who are acting really loose because of the mercy they got. They have extraordinary mercy, so they're acting a little carefree. You there, and therefore they in front of you they won't behave improperly. So you go there with your stick, stick of the rules and regulations and all that stuff. So thank you there. So you listen here. Don't Govinda, don't act. What do you call frivolously in front of devotees here like that. See? So you act like a very strict Vaidhi Bhakti, in front of the vision of Shuki. I'll send Shuki over to you to live around you, so he can be observing your activities. So anyway, one thing, Shuki, the mercy of the Lord, it frees one from the obligations of even this. If you even think about the grain eating thing, he was, obviously that's a teaching for the Vaidhi Bhaktas. And because Mother Sachi was she was loving her son before she did Ekadasi, right? Did she really have to do Ekadasi, or was that for maybe the Vaidhis or something? It's Vaidhi level. See, she was loving the Lord. She didn't need to do Ekadasi to love God. She was doing that before that, right? And then the Lord just introduced that. So again, I don't know. See, that's not really conclusive. Maybe it's conclusive to the point of like, well, I'm here to teach Vaidhi Bhakti. I want to do that for a while, or what, like Prabhupada teaching Vaidhi and Bhakti Siddhanta. But that's not really the confidential message of the book, is to observe Ekadasi. The real truth is, the real deeper truth, but not everybody's ready to hear it. I'll just say it, give you the chance to hear it, is the devotees who worship, if they take shelter of a real guru, a real spiritual master, a real acharya, who gives them the confidential truth that awakens their dormant love of Krishna, they're not obligated to follow strictly the rules and regulations, even Ekadasi. See, they become part of the Vishnu Tattva, the transcendental potency, like the Lord is, because they have their shelter of the transcendental Lord. That's why you see Krishna on the altar, they keep serving Krishna grains, don't they? Doesn't seem to bother Krishna. He eats the grains, right? Well, that's the same for the devotee who has taken shelter of the transcendental Krishna. They have a transcendental relationship. They get the same protection that Krishna has from the grains on Ekadasi. Can you handle that teaching? Probably not. Probably have to react a little bit to that one. Does that make sense, Tom, what I just said?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
There's a saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think it's chapter 2, talks about the glories of Vishnu. Vishnu is not affected by this Maya. He's not affected by this Maya. And neither is a devotee who is taking shelter of this Vishnu, which is actually in our line is Krishna. If you've taken shelter of the real line, you've taken shelter of Krishna through the real disciplic line, because it's got to come through the real line. And you're a devotee of a devotee. You've got that protection. Well, you can, whatever you don't have to follow strictly these things, because it's your surrender and it's your your intimate connection what keeps you purified in this world from all these rules and regulations and all this.
It feels that there are layers of grace, layers of mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are saturated in a certain layer,
Mm-hmm.
then you become receptive for the next one, for the next layer of grace, of mercy.
Yeah. Sadhgurus with tips and tricks. Yeah. So powerful worlds. I understand it. So amazing. See, a nice, humble devotee. Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because that's your real. You're being real and honest. See? And yeah. So that's the idea here. Because I don't follow Ekadasi. And I never. Thing is, I don't follow Ekadasi, and it's not like I'm promoting to follow or not follow. The main thing is for that. For example, Suki. The main thing is, listen to this. This is just a deeper understanding of the absolute truth, a deeper, more clear idea. If a person doesn't follow Ekadasi here, which a lot of devotees think that is horrible if you don't follow Ekadasi, okay? But a person is following Ekadasi that's going to a guru who doesn't have the grace and the mercy that we distribute. It's better for a person who is not following Ekadasi here to stay here and follow this path and these teachings than it is. I mean, it's more powerful. It's more effective to follow this teaching, even though I'm not talking about following or not following Ekadasi. It's not part of this, part of the instruction here. See, it's better to be here, whether you follow or don't follow Ekadasi or any other of the rules, than it is to be following very strictly the rules and regulations somewhere else, and you don't come here. See? Because a different result, that's a slower result. That'll take you many, many lifetimes, like Narayan Raj taught, before you get prema. This result, many people got prema already, prema bhakti, with the symptoms described in these books. And I don't think there's one that follows Ekadasi here, and maybe Shamagori, maybe. Johan used to follow Ekadasi strictly and chant 25 rounds like in ISKCON, strictly read Prabhupada's books 5 times, including Chaitanya Charitamrita. And now, Ekadasi doesn't even think about it. Eat this, don't eat that. He's in banana land now, relish in an eternal relationship with Radha and Krishna. So you see, proof is in the pudding and the demonstration. And just if you respect these teachings and this thing, you can follow or not follow, and you can even tell Govinda, experience, hey Govinda, be more, it's up to you. But the main thing is you're here and you like what's being taught. Oh, that goes so far with the Lord. You'll become an ecstatic devotee like this, especially because you followed, You believe in what Prabhupada taught and the Vaishnavas teach. If you come here and you have that behind you, you'll be a great preacher if you understand these concepts. Yeah, we get the bliss treatment, the medicine, the bliss medicine. Freddie's the monkey, the banana. Johan is eating he's all eating all the bananas and leaving some remnants for Freddie. It's extraordinary stuff going on here. It's getting more and more amazing all the time. Isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? I just loving this more and more. I can't wait. Every morning I can't wait to turn the camera on, see what happens. It's like going to Vrindavan, and playing with Krishna and playing all these games, and having all this fun. And we're all learning more, and everybody is getting more free and more happy, and we're getting more devoted to God, yeah. All right, so okay, we're giving words. I think it's time for a little break now. Sun is up. I told Kamalakanta yesterday I was going to mention his name. Now he has to wait to the end to get to it. Kamalakanta says, "Oh, Gaur, I know what you want to do. You want to have a beach party over there in Playa." And I said, "Kamalakanta, you're right. And this is my beach party every day." I said, you should come and see the sunrise with us. See, sunrise. See, this is our beach party is here. Sadhu Sangha, man, program. You don't see me on that beach over there, do you? I haven't been to that beach in a long time already. Probably it's time to go, but it's just, this is the beach party, man. Everybody's going to the beach and going to the bars. Oh, if I want to get drunk, I come here. I get drunk on the holy name, man. Much better. I even gave up my one beer. Hey, man, that's in the way of my getting drunk on the name. Look, and this has been happening a lot. I've been giving up the car. I have maybe 2 sips of coffee. I can still have this has been about a week now. I still have a whole thing of coffee. I'm saving money already. I don't have to make another pot of coffee. Because I like the best. I like if I got the money, I'm going to get the best coffee, man. But that's cheaper too because I don't go to Starbucks. I don't pay the money. I pay them $5, man. I get $5. I can get enough for 2 weeks. See, this has been about a week. I got a whole thing filled with coffee still. That's proof. The Lord is giving me more happiness in drinking His name than drinking this. Now look at this. Gaur Haridas is becoming renounced automatically. This is what I teach. Become natural renunciate. Just let the Lord do it in His own time. You just keep playing with the Krishna. Keep coming to Sadhu Sangha. Don't turn that camera off, man. Come and watch River's classes and Tom's classes and Lalita Ganga's classes and Govinda's classes and whoever else is giving class. And come to these classes, and you're guaranteed Godhead will come to you. Forget about going back. That Lord will come to you, and you will feel the transcendental presence of the Lord. And it's fantastic. You'll be hooked like us. We're addicts for the Lord's transcendental presence. We got to have it every day. No, waiting 1 year for darshan, going to have a celebration, external celebration of the appearance day of Radha and Krishna, and then the appearance day, another day, another year, the time of the year, Radha, and then Guru. You get everything. We get everything. We have Gurastami, Radhastami, Krishnastami, Jamastami, and we got a pair-free day. We got them all coming here, man. Why wait a whole year, man? Every day, multiple times we get the Lord here. Man, are we purifying the planet in this kind of worship? That's why the devotees come here. They have to. These goody two-shoes can't do it, man. They can't cut the mustard. Okay. Adios, amigos. Until we meet again, we'll be back. Come with us if you want to live. You want real life, you come and listen to this preaching, man. You listen to these words and you come here regularly, and the Lord and his devotees will convince you about topmost transcendental philosophy, topmost pristine, conclusive understanding of the absolute truth. And it's all fun-loving. Oh, we have a good time doing it. Thank you for appreciating there, Janaki. I forgot about Janaki too. Janaki, she's amazing, amazing devotee. I am so lucky to have a friend like Janaki, man. The only unfortunate thing for me is she's not here. Fani says, I trust this. Thank you. Yeah, look at Fani. You see, you get blessings. Fani's a busy guy. He's got to work, and do these things. He got a child, needs a lot of attention, and a wife. And they feel the shelter. That's a great witness, Fani. Telling you even though you're a busy person, that the Lord protects. It shows you. You don't have to be perfect or anything. Just by you appreciating this preaching. Yes, Freddie's too harsh, but he's always got a smile on his. When he's harsh, he smiles. So watch that smile. It's mischievous. Krishna is like that. He's harsh, but he smiles. Like Gohari. I'm harsh. But there's always usually a smile. Well, yeah, there's a smile behind everything. Yeah, and thank you, Shuki. You're very fortunate because you're attached to Krishna's Krishna's way. I mean, these rules and regulations actually are come from the Lord. They come from the Vedas. So it's good you can do what I can't do. You honor this and you honor the rules. You can convince the unconvincible. See, I can only work with the sudras. The sannyasis and Brahmins, they all criticize. Oh, Gaur, he's not a strict follower. And Shugi, this is a symptom of you having the mercy of Radha and Krishna and Lord Caitanya. Otherwise, you would not accept this. See, because you would be, if you're too attached to the rules and regulations and having it to be that way, your opinion would supersede this one, and then you have a good attitude. So Krishna's watching all that. I'm watching all that. We're watching all that. We're the watchers. We're the watchers and the doers. We don't just watch here, man. We participate. See, we participate in the deliverance here. You see, unless you have a devotee here, you don't have the Lord participating in your deliverance, really. He's sitting there and dormantly watching your antics in this world. Here, you got the Lord and the Lord's devotee together participating in your deliverance. That's why things go fast here. Your deliverance is fast here. See, that's a sign. Yeah. That's why you're here. That's why Krishna gives you the intelligence not to be bewildered by the words I speak. It's because your desire for Krishna prema. See, the Lord doesn't bewilder that, doesn't mislead you. Good. Just stay here forever there, Shuka, and you'll get that Krishna prema. Guaranteed. I promise you that. Watch out, my promises always work. That's why I don't promise all the time. Watch out. Watch out. I hope you don't want to renege on wanting to come back to this material world, because the Lord won't let you now. I want you and Freddie, I want to get this. I want to get from this done. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit. We got to do some work here. Oh, by the way, here, in case anybody, don't go away yet, everybody. In case anybody's got some cash burning a hole in their pocket, and you want to do some support here for Gaur Hari Das and his preaching, and be beneficial for others too, because I got my plans, and so you can donate at this Wise. It's called Wise. It's a great app. You should get this, everybody. Wise. It's called Wise on the phone, and it does cross-border payments, and they're cheap also. So, and we don't have to deal with other banks. And it's very nice, this Wise thing. And if you're in America, it's I have also Bitcoin. If you should, everybody, if you can, learn how to get a Bitcoin wallet and learn how to do it. We can, because even if somebody needs something, I might want to just pass you some Bitcoin. It might be for your benefit, so to help you out there. So you should learn a little bit. Everything's in the next year or two. Everything will be more or less digital and crypto, and there'll be wallets and everything. Then you'll be forced to learn. But in the meantime, you can learn now. And Cash App and what is this? Zelle? Zelle. I don't know. That's not happening now because I'm going to get rid of my bank too. I'm tired of the banks. This Wise is good enough. So anyway, if you have anything and you want to donate, it's not obligation. You just only if you feel like it and you got some extra and you want to do this, do it. If not, everything's no. I'm cool. Everything's cool. Everything's good. And I feel like I should be paying you guys for this. Give the opportunity to speak about Krishna. Thank you for giving me this freedom and this venue to speak about these things, because it helps me advance and get closer to the Lord. Okay, so thank you, and we'll see you later. Have a nice day. Hare Krishna. Come with us if you want to live forever.